Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Jeffrey. Of course, this is the Inquisitive Universe, and today we're going to be talking about the top 10 phones that you can pick up for under 400,000 Naira. That is around 260 USD, give or take. Exchange rates can change at any time. So this is April of 2025. So yeah, that's the current exchange rate. So let's move on. Let's talk about the best phones you can pick up for under 400k. Now, when you're picking up phones in this range, I'm sure that you're expecting good phones, right? Really great phones for at least 400k. It's not a small amount of money. Unfortunately, the market is no longer what it used to be, right? Now, I have a lot of things to say about the phones currently here, about the state of the market, but I'm going to keep them to the end of the video. I want us to go straight into the list that I've got here, so I'm going to keep all that to the ending. I have my thoughts, and then the phone I would prescribe as an alternative to all the ones that are currently present in the market and where you could get it from. But anyway, let's just put that aside. Let's go straight into the top 10 list. Now, of course, number 10, we're starting with the Samsung Galaxy A15 4G. This one ships with a Helio G99 processor. It comes with One UI running on Android 14. Samsung promised 4 years of updates. There's a 6.5-inch 1080p Super AMOLED with 90Hz support, 50MP main camera, 13MP selfie. They all shoot videos of 1080p at 30 fps. There is a 5000 mAh battery here and 25 watts of fast charge, side-mounted fingerprint scanner. This phone is from 2023 and it is sold for 337k 300 for the 8 to 56 gig variant, courtesy of Slots. That's the pricing. Not really my cup of tea. Let's move on. Let's talk about the number 9 phone. That's the Infinix Hot 50 Pro Plus 4G. Infinix Hot 50 Pro Plus 4G. It ships with a Helio G100. It's the same processor, really. Helio G100 ships with XOS 14.5 running under Android 14. They're offering 1 year, just 1 year of. There's a 6.78 inch 1080p AMOLED display that supports 120Hz refresh rate, 50MP main camera, 13MP selfie, records videos of 2K at 30 fps. There's a 5000 mAh battery here, 33 watts of fast charge, and an under-display optical fingerprint scanner sensor, whatever you call it. This one came in 2024 and it sells for 277,000 for the 8 to 56 gig variant. It's getting better. Let's move on to smartphone number 8. Now, this one is the Redmi Note 14 Pro 4G, which I have heavily lambasted for being very overpriced. This one ships with same Helio G100, comes with Android 14 and HyperOS. Usually you get 2 years of support here. There is a 6.67 1080p AMOLED display, supports 120 Hz, 200MP main camera, 32MP selfie. I think it's so far so good. It's got the best selfie here, but it records videos of 1080p at 30 fps, 60 fps rather, I beg your pardon. There's a 5500 mAh battery here, which is, it actually has one of the biggest, not the biggest, but one of the biggest batteries you'd find in the 400k segment, and it charges at 45 watts of fast charge. There's an under display optical fingerprint scanner, and it's a 2025 phone. It sells for the grand total of 375,000 for the 8 gig RAM 256 gig variant. Not my cup of tea either. I believe this phone to be overpriced. Let's move on. Let's talk about number 7 phone, and that's the Tecno Camon 30 Helio G99, Android 14, iOS 14, 2 years of updates, a 6.67 inch 1080p AMOLED display, supports 120 Hz, 50MP main camera, 50MP selfie. The Camon series have always been known for being camera centric, so I'm not surprised that they are throwing a lot of megapixels at this one. It records videos of 2K, that's 1440p at 30 fps, 5000 mAh battery, 70 watts of fast charge, under display optical fingerprint. It's a 2024 phone, sells for 322k for the 12 256 gig variant. For me, this Tecno Camon 30 actually offers more value for money compared to the one we just mentioned. Now, I know a lot of people are going to come for my neck for this one, unpopular opinion. Yeah, I said it. Let's move on to device number 6, and that's the Infinix Note 50, which ships with the Helio G100. All the phones here are kind of like the same if you look at them properly, if you actually really look at them properly. Helio G100, right? XOS 15 on Android 15, 2 years of updates, 6.78 1080p AMOLED display, but this one comes with a whopping 144 Hz so which is actually quite impressive. It's one of the more newer phones. 50 MP main camera, 13 MP selfie, records 2K video at 30 FPS, 5200 mAh battery, 45 watts of fast charge, under display optical sensor. It's a 2025 phone, and then it sells for about 312k, 312,000 for the 8 to 56 gig variant. More value, you get more value. So you see, as we progressively move higher, we start to get more value. Now let's move on. Let's talk about the number 5 phone. That's the Tecno Camon 40. The Tecno Camon 40 ships again, same Helio G100, iOS 15 on Android 15, which they're offering 3 years of software support. The same 6.78 inch 1080p AMOLED with 120Hz. You keep saying that. Then 50 MP main camera, 32 MP selfie, records 2K video at 30 FPS, 5200 mAh battery, 45 watts of fast charge, under display optical fingerprint sensor. It's a 2025 phone, sells for 319, let's just say 320,000 for the 8 to 56 gig variant. Decent, very decent. Right, so let's move on. Let's talk about number 4, and that's the Tecno Camon 40 Pro, which is just the pro version of the one we just mentioned just now. Helio G100, the same iOS 15, Android 15 with 3 years of software updates, the same 6.78 inch, I'm tired of saying it now, 1080p AMOLED display that supports 120Hz refresh rate, 50 MP main camera, same 50, but this one, I think the pro version now has the 50 MP selfie and records 4K video at 30 FPS. Now when I was researching this, I was like, that's not possible. Why is it not possible? Because the Helio G100 is not capable of 4K video recording. So I don't know how they're doing it or how they're going to do it, but hey, that's for them. 5200 MP battery, 5200 mAh, not MP, 5200 mAh battery, 45 watts of fast charge, under display optical fingerprint sensor. 2025 smartphone. It's selling for 364k, yeah, for the 8 to 56 gig variant. So let's move on to number 3, and number 3 is the Infinix Note 50 Pro, same Helio G100, XOS 15, Android 15, 2 years of software updates, the same 6.78 1080p AMOLED display, supports 144Hz refresh rate, 50 MP main camera, 32 MP selfie, 2K video recording, 5200 mAh battery, 90 watts. That's the most impressive feature you'd find here. 90 watts of fast charge, under display optical fingerprint sensor, 2025 phone as well. Sells for 367,000 for the 8 to 56 gig variant. Now that will take us to the top 2. Number 2 here is the Oppo A5 Pro. Yeah, it ships with a Dimensity 6300, first 5G phone on the list. Dimensity 6300, yeah. Android 15, ColorOS 15, 6.67 inch IPS LCD, 720p, which is actually a bummer, but you get 5G. So I don't know what they're thinking about now. If they're offering you 5G, what it means is that you won't get an AMOLED display or a 1080p display. I really don't know why they keep doing that. 50 MP main camera, 8 MP selfie, 1080p video, 5800 mAh, so you get really good battery life here. 5800 mAh, 45 watts of fast charge. Unfortunately, you get a side mounted fingerprint scanner. Yep, 2025 phone, sells for 330k. One of the highest performing phones here, with weak display, weak cameras, but you get great performance and great battery life here. So 330k for the 8 to 56 gig storage variant. And then that would then take us to number 1, numero uno. That's the Samsung Galaxy A34 5G. This one ships with the Dimensity 1080. Processor is a bit dated now, but it still outperforms everything you have here on this list by quite some margin. Yeah, so it ships with One UI 6 on Android 13, but hey, you get 4 years of software support here, so I believe they would have been updating it all the way up to Android 15 by now. 6.6 inch Super AMOLED 1080p display, but this is the best display you get here. 1080p Super AMOLED, 120Hz, 48 MP main camera, 13 MP selfie, 4K video recording. Yes, that's actually supported here. 5000 mAh battery. The fast charge is weak at 23 watts, under display optical fingerprint sensor or scanner. It is a 2023 phone. Now that kind of like brings to mind the question that why is it that older mid-range phones are outperforming the newer ones, especially the ones from 2025? Why are they still producing 4G phones in 2025 and then they are pushing them as they are selling them as expensive as 5G ones, because you don't get 5G, you don't get the same performance. I mean, everything else may be there, but why are you spending 260 USD on a phone, right, and you don't get good performance? Beats the hell out of me. For me personally, like I've told a lot of people close to me, that the current smartphone generation is really nothing to write home about, unfortunately. However, all hope is not yet lost. There are two phones I'm going to recommend, right? The first one being, of course, everybody knows, the Itel P55 5G. That is the cheapest 5G phone on a budget, right? On a budget. The camera improves. It actually does improve with time, but the display and the fast charge are really not all there. And then the software is also, but it's actually very cheap. It's 123,000 now, 125 for the 6128. And then another phone I'm going to actually, the real suggestion I'm going to recommend is the Poco. Yes, actually the Poco X7. The Poco X7, if you can get your hands on that one. I think it sells for around just over 400k. I think 420, 430, depending on where you get it from. But if you can get your hands on the Poco X6 or X7, those are two very good phones that are actually value for money. Please go pick any of those up, because unless maybe you just want to walk into a store and pick any of these phones here, they won't really do you a lot of good. Yeah, so with that, we'll come to the end of this video. Thank you very much for coming. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Small actions like yours that help small channels like mine grow. And of course, I will see you in the next one.